Amazon earned $92 million last quarter. That's a 20% jump in sales compared to the prior year.
You know why? Because they sell sex toys, and Walmart can't or won't sell sex toys. Amazon does. A friend of mine works in the warehouse. He says they sell a ton of them.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you how it is.
They're trying to eat breakfast.
Well, yeah, but nobody else will tell you this, but that's the reason.
Okay.
All right, thanks for watching.
Edging with Mom. Episode 6. Bro, we sound retarded. The following content is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 492, Edging with Mom. Hello? Hello?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You said you had a killer story, bro. Now I gotta cut out dead air, man.
There was no, what, it's like in studios, they tell you when they roll the camera. What am I supposed to know?
We ain't got no camera. We ain't got no fucking band, Randy.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. A killer story, perhaps not. But literally 30 minutes before we begin today, I had an excruciating fucking headache. Literally. It went up into the last 5 minutes, right? I was in the shower just trying to get rid of it. I popped like 3 pills of ibuprofen, you know? And it really made me like reconsider like half of my life choices.
Ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen. Really did. It reminds me of this one time, right? I had to do something for work related, you know, wake up in the morning, you know, regular 9 to 5. And I get to the office and I had to take this big shit, you know, just really nasty one. And as I'm sitting down in the toilet, I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm so frustrated. I'm sweating my balls out. I'm fucking sweating. I'm stinky. I smell terrible.
Wait, why were you sweating?
Because I'm taking the shit. You know, and it's like I gotta drop this fucking gigantic log, dude. You know, and like I'm on a schedule here. I gotta go somewhere, right? I gotta meet these people. You know, I'm like stressing the fuck out.
Why didn't you just tell them I was taking a shit?
You don't understand, okay? You're like you have no decorum, okay? I do,
bro. No, don't.
Okay,
don't
I know not to tell people I'm gonna take a shit.
Don't call me uncouth, all right? First of all, okay. First of all, okay.
What's the second?
Second of all, you know, if you're having trouble passing your you know, when to defecating, it's you know, you could have not herpes. Well, you could have herpes. I don't know. You could have constipation or what's the other thing? Hemorrhoids.
Hemorrhoids. Great, thank you, doctor. I have none of those things. Okay, it was just a one-time thing.
Send me a picture of your ass right now. Squat over your phone, flip the camera around, a selfie. Squat over it, pull the cheeks apart, get some light in there.
I don't know any about that. Okay, all I know is that I was literally thinking about the fall of civilization as I'm taking that shit. Like, why am I here? I'm a human being. I'm supposed to be free, just taking a shit whenever I feel like it. Why am I the time constraints here? You know. But when I do finally drop the shit.
Wait a minute. So you mean it's not a unique experience for me to have profound existential epiphanies on the toilet? Because
no,
all the time I'm like, I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm like, this would be so much easier if I was just squatting in the floor.
That's true. You know, you're right.
Part two is if you turn around, I think
and hug the tank.
Wrong. You can use
the
flatness of the toilet as like a desk for all your stuff.
I'm gonna tell you this. Hold that thought, Helen, because I love your stories, bro. They're always good. When I was homeless, we would shit in a hole in the ground. And it was like a 3-foot hole. You'd dig it with post hole diggers. You'd shit in the hole. And then you would cover it up with cat litter and the next person and the next person. It was basically like a poop lasagna, right? But when I squatted, it just like comes out and you like actually feel like you passed it all. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're shitting on a toilet, you're like, am I done? Also, who fucking decided to shape toilet bowls like fucking speakers? Every little fart sounds like a fucking bass drop. You know, it's like whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, because it echoes. Also, why are toilets the only chair that give me poo-poo polio? Why is it the only type of seat that makes my fucking legs go to sleep?
How come toilets in California are fucking so small my dick doesn't fit and I have to like lay the top
I hate that, bro. I literally
Texas toilets are massive. There's a nice.
That's because people in Texas are. It was the
spot
same way
in
in Washington State. I would make a little cock hammock out of toilet paper. I would tuck the toilet paper. I would literally take the toilet paper. I would tuck it under both legs on the outsides, and then I would tuck it like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would like lay my dick on it, and then I would drape it over my legs, tuck it under my legs, and pull it tight so that it would raise my dick up and not touch the fucking. Because it's either it doesn't fit or it goes down in there and touches the inside of the bowl.
That's what she said.
Anyway, Helen's taking a sweaty shit.
Right. No, that's interesting. A toilet hammock. Wow.
No, a cock hammock. Because I didn't want my wiener to touch. You let your dick touch public toilet bowls?
No, it don't. It's so small, dude. It's a micro penis.
I feel like you don't have
that problem.
I feel like I've seen your like physiognomy. I feel like you definitely have a girthy little clam hammer going on.
Wow. Okay.
You definitely have at least 7 inches.
I like to believe so too. I don't know. I never measured it in my dreams.
I signed up to do a random survey one time. I got paid $25 when I was in college the first time to measure my penis and send in the results. And they were like, you know, there's no reason to lie. There's no reason to be ashamed. We don't want your name. We just want your age, ethnicity, and your length around and lengthwise. And I was always told you start at the top of your dick, at the base of your dick, right? And you like lay the ruler on up against your like pad there at the top of your dick where it touches your like, you know, groin or whatever.
Right
at the bottom of the shaft, right?
Of course.
That's not right. You're supposed to go beside your penis and go all the way to the pelvic bone. Because if you have excess fat on you, your penis is hidden by that. So apparently every 30 pounds a man gains, he loses an inch of dick. So the first time I measured it wrong. And then I remember when they got all the results, they were like, oh, the gay guys all have bigger dicks. And I remember being like, I don't believe that. And they said, why don't you believe that? I said, because like they're obviously fucking lying because their whole fucking personality is about dick and who's got the biggest dick, right? Mm-hmm. So of course, that's like if we had women go randomly measure who had the tightest vagina. First of all, they'd figure out a way to make that evil and patriarchy and shit, but they would lie too, you know? The loosey-gooseys would be like, I could barely get the, you know, forceps in there or whatever. Anyway,
let's see. How would you even measure a tightness of a vagina? You really have to stick it in there, right?
I don't know. This girl one time, I said, I don't want to sleep with you because I heard you were a whore. And she said, I can prove I'm not a whore. And I said, okay. She said, make your hand like you're going to karate chop. I said, okay. She said, now stick it in there. I stuck it in there. She said, now make the other one like you're going to karate chop. I did it. She said, now stick it in there like you're praying with the other one. So I started, and she's like, ah. So she said, spit on it. So I spit on it, and I got them both in there like I was praying. And she goes, okay, now clap. And I said, I can't. And she said, I told you, I'm not a slut.
You know, I'm naked right now completely, by the way. I just got off the shower, you know? Like, I don't even have my underwear on. I'm dead on serious.
I don't care.
I know you don't care, but the viewers care. There should be a disclaimer, okay, when we do this episode.
What difference does it make, dude?
Huge difference. This is about ethics. Ethics.
That you're like you're being vulnerable right now and transparent.
Yeah, dude, I'm being vulnerable. I'm showing my weakness here. Okay, the viewer has to know this. We need to create a parasocial relationship here. We said this since the beginning, right?
I think I have those already.
Okay, guys,
and it kind of
I'm
feels
naked
weird
right now.
Yeah, I'll get naked, dude. Fuck it. Here, I'll get naked right now.
Yeah, what? No, don't do that. No, that's unethical.
Too late. Shirts off. Hang on.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I'm gonna keep one pant leg on my ankle just in case I gotta, whip them. Because I mean, if my woman comes in here and she's like, "What the fuck you doing naked?" I'm gonna be like, "It's an experiment. Experimenting with the boys."
An ethical experiment for the viewer. That's right. Back to my story. What is this else to say? Honestly,
you were sweaty poops.
Yeah, I dropped the deuce, and I feel a euphoric relief, like we always do, right? I'm finally like, whew, all the bad thoughts are now behind me. I pull my pants up, you know, and I feel great. I feel fantastic. I feel confident, you know. I walk up to the reception and start talking to this mediocre girl, and I went about my day, and that's it. Fantastic.
Really?
That was the story.
That
Over time,
that
I took a shit.
that you see how that segued into so many tangents? Have you ever pooped and like had a hard time pooping, but then you got done pooping and you had to like stand there and let your colon unprolapse, like let it slowly go back into the form that it, you know, maintains most of the time? You know, you get that weird feeling. I didn't know what that was for years, and then I was watching a porn and this girl pushed her colon out and this other girl sucked on it, and I was like, that's what that feeling is. It's that thing.
I honestly, I don't handle prolapse very well. Like seeing like a woman like.
I don't like that shit either, bro.
I can't imagine like.
I don't like
doing it for fun sounds fucking wild to me. You know what I mean?
Bro, I've pretty much stopped watching porn. It all started. I don't know if I talked about this yet.
It's all too much for me now.
You did talk about porn, dude. You told me this one time. Someone asked you a question. Do you watch porn? You said like, yeah, man, every single day.
I used to watch porn a lot. I used to be like, you know, because I mean, I had a really weird upbringing where I was like exposed to smut early, and you know, and I didn't really see an issue with it.
Can you clarify what smut is?
Smut is like dirty magazines.
Smearing shit.
No, smut is porn.
Smut is like when you're 8 years old and your dirty ass uncle's like, look at these titties, boy.
Yeah.
I just want to play Fortnite.
Except it wasn't my uncle, it was
now
my
the
grandma.
neurons in your brain are activated and you're going monkey mode and you're way too young for that.
Well, my grandma literally said, I remember I told my mom, like, because she heard me saying something. She's like, how do you know what that is? And I was like, I saw it at grandma's. And so she goes to my grandma and she's like, are you leaving, you know, dirty mags around? And she would spell the words like I couldn't fucking read. And
are you leaving DIRTY?
Yeah, like I couldn't understand a 5-letter word at 5 years old. But yeah, and then my grandma literally said, well, if he don't see it now, he ain't never going to see it. And I remember even at 5 being like, that makes zero logical sense.
Is there Cold War tomorrow?
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a Cold War tomorrow. Yep.
I was gonna say I've pretty much abstained from it because now everything is just weird. Like it gives me like when people used to say porn gives them the creeps, I'd be like, we fucking normie, like how?
Now creeps give me the porn. You had it backwards.
Well, like
time.
I was watching porn like a month ago, probably 3.5 weeks ago, and no, dude, he's the best. There's no better trio than us, and I want to bring Mav in and your boy Kron back or whatever, but
you're not allowed, not without my permission.
Okay, well, I do what I want, but anyway. Yeah, so I pretty much quit watching it because I was watching porn, and I saw this girl. I always watch. This is gonna make me sound corny, whatever. I only watch porn where the chick looks like my wife, right?
Whoa, dude, that's so unethical.
Well, anyway, so this dude's banging this chick, and then they're doing the regular sex, and then they do this, you know, the sodomy, because every porn now. Then they get done, and he nuts on her face. Well, then he starts fucking her in the ass again, and then he pisses in her butt. There was like no warning, nothing. Like,
my God.
The tags didn't say urine, golden shower, butt pee, none of that shit. And then she like squats and like farts it out, and I was just like, ugh.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, and I was like, this is a porn star chick that I've watched a lot of content. Then I found out like 2 days after that, she blew her head off with a shotgun.
Oh.
So, which I think was, you know, probably her pimp trying to get her royalties. But I mean, that's what I would do. But I started looking into like suicides in porn. Do you know those like 18 and abused facial fuckers, all that weird shit where they throat bang the chicks until they're like bleeding and they throw up and shit?
Yeah, yes. Until they're completely fucking psychologically fucked.
Look this shit up. Anyone who doesn't believe me, because I looked it up. Do you know 75% of the girls that have played in that have committed suicide? And I'm like, holy fuck. And then I was listening to a podcast where they were talking to fuck is her name? Who's the one that scammed all of her fans out of a bunch of crypto or some shit? I don't remember. She
Like 75% man did like go cry me a river and drown in it. I don't give a shit.
well, like my thing is,
I gotta get my nut in, bro. That's all I gotta care about.
well, I'm over here like, but she was talking some shit that kind of woke me up to it, right? And I know how dudes are, and I know how pimps are. And she was like, you'll go and they'll say, "Are you comfortable doing girl on girl?" And you'll say, "Yeah, sure." And they'll say, "We'll give you $1,000." So then you'll go, and you'll turn up, and your, boyfriend or manager or whatever will drop you off. And then you'll walk in and they're like, "Oh, the girl didn't show, so are you comfortable doing a guy?" And and then you'll look at the guy and be like, "Okay, yeah, I guess I'll fuck you." And then you go in this room and you start getting ready and you sign the contract and you go get ready, and then a black dude walks in and you're like, "Whoa!" And then they're like, "Well, you can't back out now," And then they trick them into doing black dudes, right? And then once they did one, it's like you pop the cherry, so you might as well, we'll give you 1,500 instead of 1,000. And then then the next time it's like, "Well, you want to bang a black dude again? Sure, I've already done it once. I'll take 1,000." Then they show
I
up
just
and
got
it's
back.
like,
What's going on? What?
then they show up and it's like, "Actually, there's 3 guys here. Are you cool with that? I mean, you signed the contract. If you back out, you got to pay me the money back." And they trick them, And I was just like, bro, I don't know if I'm cool with that. I don't think I could trick a bitch into banging me and my homie like that.
Well, so many injustices in the world. I mean, what are you gonna do about it?
Well, all jokes aside, we only live once. And
You hear that, Mom? Come here. Take your hands off.
speaking of porn stars, yeah, I think women are very vulnerable to
Beautiful
exploitation.
And nice and
Well, they
They're
don't
beautiful.
friendly.
they don't stand up for
Appetizer
themselves.
friendly. Yep.
They ne-
Appetizer friendly.
They don't defend themselves ever.
They defend themselves always with the strongest and the most undefeatable attitudes.
Correct. Valid.
Yeah, but that's just a that's just a front. That's like a dog barking.
Okay.
Let's not even
Who
mention
asked
the
you?
new South Park episode where they fucking have a weight loss drug called 𝓤𝓲.
That shit was good.
Also, there was a video of a chick at a protest who was kind of large, and that she was being counter-protested by a bunch of dudes, and they were saying, "𝓤𝓲, 𝓤𝓲, 𝓤𝓲." Every time she tried to say something, it was the funniest thing. And then also, if you ever see someone that says, "Oh my God, Lizzo is beautiful," say, "You look just like her," and see how she reacts. And if she reacts anything but positive, like, "Oh my God, thank you," you're gonna say, "Wait, you're not okay with looking like Lizzo?"
That goes right back to what I was
saying.
saying, dude. Like women's whole decision-making process is based on emotion and consensus, because that's how they've survived for 200,000 years. Because, I mean, outside of being war chattel,
Speaking of silly survival techniques, my brother just texted me and said he just delivered a pizza, and this chick texted him, "This is my temporary pedestrian code to my to the lock at my apartment," or like her apartment complex. And my brother looked at the lock and it was like so old tech, and he was just like, "This is not a temporary code. This is not a pedestrian code. What pedestrians are walking through your apartment? This is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo for you to think that I'm not gonna come back here and try this code again because I'm some man or something, like." It's a temporary pedestrian code. Bitch, that's the code for life. You know what I mean? It doesn't get changed.
that's what I'm saying. It's a bluff. It's always a bluff.
And you think you're so smart for bluffing me. It's like, I'm gonna come back tonight and just open this bitch. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, it's not a temporary pedestrian code, Mr. Man. Definitely don't come back tomorrow. It's not gonna be the same code. Even though
I get it, bro.
It's implied, right?
I'm gonna be completely honest. It's a lot like how black kids get raised being told and socially conditioned, cops want to kill you, everybody hates you, everybody automatically assumes you're bad because you're black, and they ingrain this in them, and then their first interaction with a cop is fight, flight, or freeze, and so they think, this guy wants to kill me, oh my God, this is a life or death scenario. So they either fight or they run or they just stand there frozen. And it's the same thing with chicks. Like, they're told and they hear all this shit about all these evil dudes. By the way, it's like 1 in 90 something men are offenders, and on average each offender has offended 7 times. So it's the same guys doing the shit over and over, but we all get the rap for it. but they're told that we all are just these pigs and this and that. So they have this like irrational fear, which explains the whole bear thing because, you know, first of all, they don't understand fucking per capita, which is insane to me. Well, you never hear about bears eating women. That's because women ain't in the fucking woods, bro. You know? I mean, go to Alaska, you know? Anyway. But I get it, bro. I get why they're scared. It's because they've been psychologically conditioned, you know, to be fucking terrified of men. But also, you got to kind of respect it because the ones that think they're, you know, hard asses and tough girls, you know, the ones that think it's cute to put hands on dudes, and I've ran into many of those. They're the ones that it hits the hardest when, you know, they smack some guy and he shoves them down and they realize, holy fuck, I'm like a rag doll, you know? And I don't know. I'm fucking rambling, but I feel it. When I went to prison, bro, I realized everybody that was nice to me wanted to fuck me. And I was like, damn, this is how bitches think.
Hey Archie, you want my honey buns?
Bro, it was all of them, dude, because especially the black dudes. They're all gay. Like, but
Also, you can have these honey buns.
you weren't allowed to trade in there, but they would just say weird shit, you know.
You're telling me I couldn't trade no booty?
You can't. No, you can't even be. There's cameras everywhere, bro. There's one spot that's not on camera. It's the gear locker, and people just.
Well, there you go. You know, that's the spot, bro.
Here's the
trade
thing.
up.
Here's the thing.
Ear locker,
in
more like
prison,
rear locker.
in prison, they hate rapists, and they hate you know, gays. Honestly,
They don't hate rapists.
They
They're
hate
pretty
rapists.
cool, actually.
They hate rapists in
no.
prison. Yeah, rapists get no respect in there. So if you go in there and you rape some dude, you're a fucking rapist. No one's gonna fuck with you.
That means you're an alpha. That you're dominant, bro. Yeah.
No one looks at it that way. It's more of like if okay, so there's sort of a pass if there's like an effeminate dude, like the lady boys and shit. But the funniest thing is like people still will like lose respect for you if you do that shit.
Yeah, all the betas, dude. I don't give a fuck about that one. Thug. Yeah.
It is kind of funny. they all are so gay in there, bro. Like and they see each other doing the shit, but then they'll be on some fucking fuck with no faggot ass motherfucker. It's like, bro, what do you mean, dude? You were just talking about how fat Moreno's ass is and how if he was a bitch you'd smash. That's gay, bro. Like Moreno's a dude, little Puerto Rican dude. But anyway.
Yeah, I got new headphones, by the way. Have you noticed?
Your mic sounds better.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay.
A lot better.
Yeah, maybe it is.
I hope mine sounds
So, yours sounds phenomenal, as always. How could it not be? Because you have a dedicated microphone, unlike us. We have headsets.
Dude, we can fucking... I can raise money on the stream and buy a shit.
You told me that like fucking 3 months ago.
Well, I mean, the fucking offer still stands, jeez.
No, you don't understand. There's ethics when it comes down to this, okay? And
what fucking ethic does that break? A fucking code of ethics does
real quick.
investments break.
Yeah, you just wouldn't even begin to understand anything, okay? You're clearly way too young for this, okay?
You're right. You're right.
I was researching the topic a couple of weeks back. Well, specifically a video, right?
Well, stretching your foreskin?
Hey, real quick, Helen, is your microphone right in front of your mouth?
I think it sounds
Yeah,
good.
that's right.
Move it slightly down or up away from your breath zone. Like
Right.
when you talk, you let out a little breath. It's kind of getting picked up. If you wanted to improve it at all.
I thought him
Other than that, it sounds fine.
well, breathy people turn me on.
Okay. Okay then. I'm going to.
Oh, dude, I'm naked.
So am I.
Well, I'm not. My ankles are.
Wait,
closed.
y'all don't do these podcasts naked? I do.
I'm pretty much always naked,
Well, you have to be. You live in fucking Florida.
bro. It's been so hot. Anyway, what were you saying? You were researching?
There's a video about a video game. I know you don't like video games. I know you. But you ever heard of Team Fortress 2? A Valve game?
What the fuck are you talking about? Are you just trying to piss me off today?
No, Team Fortress 2.
No, you said I don't like video games?
Uh,
What's your fucking problem, Helen?
it's a conflict. I think.
Like,
we're
what's your
creating a
deal, bro?
conflict
Every
here.
time we get on here, you got some slick shit to say, bro. You got something you want to fucking say
I
to
knew
me,
you
bro?
were gonna bring up this topic.
You got something you want to fucking say to me, bro? Like man to man? I'm right here, dog.
No, I have no problem with you.
No,
I'm just
fucking
bringing
get
up the
that shit
conflict
out, bro.
for the podcast.
Get that shit out, bro. Get that shit off your chest. You know, if you got
There's-
something, if you're sitting on some animosity, you know, Roger.
Zero animosity.
As I say, you know, if a buster wants the dusters, knuckle up. I'll fucking kiss your neck.
Somebody needs to create conflict for the shorts, right?
Good to me. No, I love you, bro. You know I'm fucking around. Anyway, what Team Fortress 2? Yeah, I used to play the fuck out of that.
Yeah, Valve game.
Yeah.
And basically, you go to a Steam player count. You know, Steam has player count for
Yeah.
every single game out there, right? Charts and whatnot. You'll check it out that it's a very highly popular game on paper. What it seems like. Yeah. After more than plus 10 years.
No, the first one
You
was
know?
fucking epic.
First one. Wow, that's old.
Team
That's
Fortress
old.
1? Yeah, it's old, but I mean, that's what got me into competitive gaming, that and Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry
on
on.
paper-
As you were.
Yeah, on paper the game looks phenomenal, right? Lots of player count, you know, within like approximately 70,000 players, let's say, at its current moment playing, right? But this video does just basic research, honestly, and the thesis is that, and I shit you not, more than 50K players are bots.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, there's financial reasons for this. You know, majority of the bots just being idle bots, just sitting in the game and farming for free content, free crates and skins that drop, you know, throughout the game and whatnot. You know, and somehow they resell that. So there's financial incentive to actually have these servers of thousands of bots. The second part of the bots is just bots that just want to destroy the game, like aimbotters, you know, like AI bots. You know, they just go around on games and just headshot everybody. You know,
Yeah. Risk.
aimbot.
Risk
Exactly.
bots, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously that
Wait,
has
do the
no
bots-
essential.
Do the bots
What?
actually run around in the game?
That's right. Yeah,
Okay,
they
so
pick a
they're not
specific
just-
class, and yeah, in that specific game, they pick a
They did
specific
that shit
class
with
called
Diablo
Sniper.
2 back in the day, bro. Like once it started dying off, I noticed that because you tried to chat with people and they would just like they would always run the same way up the same stairs, and I'm just like, what? I follow them around and just pick up drops I didn't want. Yeah, no, that's real, bro. I've been trying to tell people about this shit forever, dude. Like it's all embellished. Like the internet's dead. It's all fake. you
Right.
know? Like,
Yeah,
especially-
and obviously there's no financial incentive to upkeep these enormous amounts of bots. Or we're talking thousands of bots that are not actively contributing to, you know, just like actually making.
you said the
money.
active player count's 50K.
No, it's less than 20, if maybe 15K, maximum 15K out of 70K, right? On the paper, on the numbers, you know. But he goes deeper. He does a little bit of research.
Wait,
and
wait, wait.
basically,
Before you go further, 15K actual players out of 70K.
No. Again, you could go check the Steam numbers right now. But let's say, just for the sake of the story, the 70K players, right, in the game. That's what the Steam charts show. More than 50K are bots.
Yeah. It's the same way.
So
with-
literally, like 80% of the player base are just bots. That's it.
You're singing my song right now, bro. That's what I've been trying to tell people. It's so easy to write these fucking bots and put
Precisely.
them in there, and it's so easy to spoof.
My point I was getting to, right?
Yeah, my bad.
Obviously, think about it. You know, a singular bot, what does it have to do? It has to have a CPU, right? A couple other things, right? And it has to run the game graphically, you know, and it has to, you know, have all these inputs and execute them and whatnot. It gets pretty expensive, right? You know, maybe it's doable for one machine, one computer, but again, we're talking thousands. You
No,
know,
it wouldn't
so
be that
thousands
bad.
of CPUs. But still, thousands of CPUs running the game in 3D graphics, that's terrible, right? So, but the way he found out is that a lot of the times, somehow, you know, these pro hacker man, whoever owns these bots, right? There's all kinds of dozens of people. They found a way to basically run the game in a 2D, well, honestly, no, just a text format, like a notepad, literally, you know?
That's what they all do. That's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say. Yeah. They
And
look
it's
at-
fucking
they're
crazy,
just
yeah.
looking
Can
at
you
code,
imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah, just playing the game, right, in a notepad text format, you know? The inputs are still there. W, go forward, you know, S, go backwards, left click,
I mean,
shoot. You know.
if you think about any video game like that, that's 3D, it's essentially just it's top down first. Like you got to imagine if you're looking kind of like a Rainbow Six Siege top down, you're viewing the house or whatever. Like there's little circles for the players and all that shit. You know.
Take your time. Let's go. I know you're old.
He's onto something. I gotta let Savage talk more because he's funny as fuck.
What were we talking about?
Talking about text format games.
It really is the Matrix, bro. You know how when I'm sure you've seen the fucking first Matrix. You know when Cypher's sitting there and he's talking to Neo and he's like, all you see is numbers and letters and shit, but what I see is, you know, a blonde with big tits or whatever. That's what gaming is. It's those lines of code in C++ and C#, and you realize what those true-false statements are and what all that shit means.
Has anyone ever seen Survive.io? Has y'all played that?
Yeah.
It's like a top-down. You know, you can see how far your gun shoots.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's basically like a ray cast, and then the circle your players can like see a certain distance. Like I wouldn't doubt that you can play TF2 in a text document, considering, you know, if you have XYZ here and W, if you press W once and the game reports back that your character position has moved to XYZ this, and that it can see XYZ so far, and that this, you know, that's fucking crazy.
That's all it is. They've been doing that shit for years, bro. Like literally since I was like 18.
It's like World of Warcraft is not that complicated of a game, because if you think about it, it's just a circle that has a model on top of it and has a cone in front of it, and every time you right click it's going to do a certain amount of damage every 2.5 seconds as long as that cone is connecting to another NPC circle or NPC or a player circle, you know, like
right.
And then
it's a collider,
and then you add the animation to the model, and then every 2.5 seconds it looks like he's swinging, but in reality
it's rigging.
It's just two math equations going, okay, I'm rolling a dice. Did I hit for the
I mean, realistically, that's all it is,
rapid.
Total illusion. Total fucking illusion.
It's if you break it all
I
down.
can make World of Warcraft tomorrow. It's just like people think it's so complicated, but no, you look at the player circle beneath you, that's all you are. You're just a circle.
It's literally just like a car with no, you know, panels on it. It's just the chassis with the motor and shit. You know.
Yeah, it works, but aesthetically, nothing is there.
Right, but you don't need that. You just need the actions.
Yeah. Precisely.
Yeah, I love this shit, bro. That's what I'm in school for.
I just think it's cool that Project Zomboid added maybe it was a mod, but somebody added like a wheelchair in it. And I always thought that like they should add, you know, disabilities to video games, because it's kind of ableist not to add them, because like in a survival apocalypse there's going to be disabled people.
Not for long.
Not for long.
Oh yeah, dude. You know,
there's like a wheelchair mod for Project Zomboid, and it's fucking hilarious. See people like wheeling around, shooting guns, running away from zombies.
I'm gonna write Walking Dead with a protagonist being in a wheelchair. Yep, he's gonna last for a very long time. Yep, totally.
Yeah, they already had a handicap protagonist.
Who?
I don't know, the black guy.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's whoa, dude, whoa.
I thought he had autism or whatever. The guy with the staff.
I don't know. I never watched Walking Dead.
Oh, he seems like a spurg. I don't know. My cat smacked me in the face today, one of my cats, and literally cut my eyelid in half. So when I blink twice. Literally, there's there's a hole, like a slice in my eyelid, and it fucking hurts, bro. And it's got my.
Seeming like pretty spurgy to break up a cat fight.
Well,
should have let them fight.
Usually I just let them do it, but they were like fucking my kitchen up, dude. And then they'll go fight around the litter boxes because it's like a territory thing, and they'll get shit and litter everywhere. And it's just them two. Then I got to brush them and give them baths, and it's like, fuck. So I just grabbed them, you know. And anyway, so my eye is swollen, and because it's an eye injury, it's making my nose run like crazy, you know. Like if you get your eye poked, and so all that runny, you know, mucus or whatever is going down my throat, and now my throat hurts. All because my fucking cat is a little shithead. But I control my temper.
I don't wish any harm to you or any health issues, but you do seem to have a lot of those. at your age. At your age, you're only 30. You
Dude,
know?
I'll tell you why, bro. When I hate even bringing it up, dude, because in all honesty,
Peptides?
all jokes aside, I'm fucking ashamed that I gave my 20s to the U.S. Armed Forces at this point. But I did like fucking 30 years worth of work in 10 years, bro. Like, that's why you get
Yeah,
so much.
that I'll explain it definitely.
Also,
Because I heard all the time. You know, people have bad knees from running all the
bro,
time. You know,
it's like you're on a submarine, 16% oxygen. Your brain gets used to that somehow. You know, you are zero sunlight. You're vitamin deficient. You're mineral deficient. Your brain can't produce. You know, what's the fucking chemical that makes you go to sleep?
melatonin.
Is it melatonin? The naturally
I
occurring
know, like
one?
a pill, or there is something called
I don't know.
melatonin.
Yeah, whatever the chemical is in your brain that makes you go to sleep. I don't think it's melatonin, but I'm very fucking tired right now. But none of that shit works.
Melanin. Yep. Melanin.
Yeah, melanin.
They do be sleeping a lot, yo. But anyway, yeah, man, like
wake up
none
at
of
a quarter
that,
of-
none of that shit is working. And then also, you're fucking when there's no sunlight, your body can't stay in the circadian rhythm. Bro, I'm so tired. Sorry, everybody listening. Circadian. Is it circadian?
Like cicadas, right?
No, it's Aaron Sarkassian rhythm.
Whatever.
Oh, Aristotle, right? Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. The Brazilian. Yeah, no, fucking, it's rough, bro. And then undersea medicine, which is submarine medicine, they don't want you to go in there. They don't want to like diagnose you with anything because then they gotta disqualify you off of submarines, and no one's lining up to do that fucking job, bro. You know, so they just put everything under the rug.
Well, they're taking all the gays away in 6 months, anyways.
What?
Not the
They
gays,
are?
but like they're taking
trans?
away the DEI bullshit soon.
We'll see.
Oh, right. As they should.
Yeah.
There's like a famous plane crash where this woman who was a DEI hire was bringing coffee to one of the pilots and like did something and kicked his seat forward and locked it, and he was locked into like a throttle down position or some shit.
Is that her fault or is that a fucking mechanism failure? Just being
Well,
honest.
she was a DEI hire, which doesn't necessarily mean she's qualified to do the job.
That's the,
She was in like
Take
never mind.
safety precautions not to kick the goddamn pilot seat. She was
yeah.
hired because she met a criteria of you know, is she
I don't-
black? Is she Jewish? Is she gay?
I don't
She
like the
trans?
quotas shit. I like individual merit, but
That's what I'm saying. She was hired off of non-merit.
yeah, I learned about that in the service, bro. Like, you're up for promotion, but then you look and the quotas are like, we need 2 black women, 1 black man. It's like, what? Why? Why do you have? And that's legit, bro. That's real.
I want 3 qualified people.
Yeah, like, what about the people who earn the shit? You know? But that's when I was like, bro, this shit is so fucking dumb. Thank God I was in the submarine service and there were no females. Because as soon as I got sent surface for shore duty and I was around females, bro, it was like being in high school, dude. Like, anytime you got out, like, I remember this one girl, she came in late every day, and I mean like an hour late. And all she had to do was call, because I have to send the muster report, that's the head count, to admin every day, to the master chief of the base, the CMC, command master chief, and let him know each division, everybody's accounted for or present. And she would come in an hour late, 45 minutes late, and I'm like, you have to call, you have to let us know. So one day I was like, I'm not gonna lie for you like the last people did. Like, just fucking either call me or show up on time. Like, I wouldn't do you like this. You know, I was like, one day you're probably gonna be in charge and somebody's gonna do this shit to you and you're gonna be like, what did I do to make them disrespect me? So instead of her being like, okay, and holding herself accountable, she goes and files a complaint because she said I called someone else in the building a slit, which I guess means like a pussy. It's a term I've never used. She straight up lied. She's like, I don't like the language he uses. He called this person a slit. And the person I allegedly called that was like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. So, but it was just shit like that all the time. Like, my transfer package, I was getting out of the Navy, but the girl that they put in charge of transfers and billets billets is like where you're going next, your next station. They only gave it to her because she couldn't do the job that she was supposed to do, and they can't fire you in the military. So they were like, fucking let her do that, right? So,
Yeah.
because she was just fucking lazy and stupid, bro. A lot of them just play stupid because they can honeypot and pull the I'm just a dumb girl, and they're not. But they knew I was getting out. She comes to me, she's like, are you re-enlisting? I was like, hell no, I'm getting out. I get a call like 2 weeks later from San Diego, the submarine San Francisco, that's the name of the boat, in San Diego. And they're like, where are you? You were supposed to report here on Wednesday. I was like, bro, I have 4 years of shore duty. I'm only on my second year. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, she put a fucking transfer order in for me. She didn't know what the fuck she was doing. And I almost got in trouble for missing a fucking ship's movement and shit. Like,
She did that maliciously.
I think
Right.
so. There's
Well,
no way
got to
she's
be,
that
man.
fucking stupid.
Of course.
You know?
No way. Yeah, no.
And it's all because I held everybody to the same standard. You know? The bare fucking minimum, bro. I know we're all on shore duty. First of all, your sea career was nothing like mine. You never went to sea. You never got deployed. I was in a fucking submarine. I did 9 months at sea at a time, no foreign ports. You know? Like, you don't know deployment, right? But
That was the maximum amount of time you ever been, like throughout the whole total lifetime on the submarine? 9 months?
no, we did 144 days. We broke the record. You can look it up. USS
144
Pennsylvania.
days.
We broke the record.
No, I mean by collectively over the 10 years, right?
Over the
Span of
10
your
years,
career.
bro.
Yeah. How much time
So
have you spent down there?
5 years sea duty. I did about 3.5 years underwater.
Whoa. Yeah, that's yeah.
And the worst part is
Okay.
you can't talk to your family. The email, they call it snail mail. It almost never works because they send it out. They get all these messages, right? And they put it on this file. And then when we go to periscope depth, which is 200 feet below the surface, when they raise the snorkel to bring fresh air in, they'll raise the periscope. And on top of the periscope, is
This
this
little antenna.
ultra high frequency antenna, and it'll send it off. It almost never sends them all off. If it does, they're jumbled. But then the command, the officers and shit, have a different system. I think it's called SIPRNet. But they would get messages and shit. So like if your loved ones passed away, if someone went to jail, if your kid got sick or something, they would just never give us the messages because they didn't want us to like be thinking about anything else. Like my great grandmother passed, my aunt passed, my aunt that like helped raise me, the same deployment. The next deployment, my first cousin got stabbed in the neck and died. They didn't tell me any of this shit, bro. Like I came home and that's the first thing I got to hear when I get home, right? Like this shit was miserable. And then these women that were parachute riggers, we called them dirt sailors. They spent their whole career sitting in a building with air conditioning, looking at their phones.
Yeah.
They were bitching
I know
about
the type.
everything. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why do you like all they bitch? I hate the Navy. I can't wait to get out. Like you don't do nothing. Like you get pregnant on purpose to get out of deployment. That's why you're on shore duty again. You know? And they stay doing that shit, bro. But anyway, I'll be right
My
back.
God.
I'm gonna grab a drink.
If you could join the army, Savage,
Mm-hmm.
or honestly, what would be your choice? What branch? I hear the Air Force is always the easiest. Just got to be a little more smarter.
Probably go with the Marine Corps.
Really? Marine Corps? I don't think that's anybody's first
Maybe
choice.
the Army. I don't know.
What would you like to do in the Army? An actual job?
Drive a tank.
Oh, well, of course. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Bradley.
M1 Abrams.
Remember one
What a
of them new
beautiful
XM8s?
XM8s? What is
Or,
that?
Let me see. Hang on.
Let me search that up. MX8? What are you talking about?
You said Marines, bro?
Yeah, Marines. That's what
Oh,
we're going
yeah.
to join. I'm going to join the Marines.
Oh, the Army.
3 months.
Because I want to drive a tank. I think that'd be fucking sick.
Tanks are miserable, bro.
They are.
Yeah, but
Tank crew never lasts. What you could do,
you know what? Maybe not, because I'm thinking of like my like wet dream of driving a tank is like that of in Fallujah, and I forget that we were fighting like rats.
Bro,
Like-
That's the last thing I want to do. Get in the tank and go to urban environment, dude. I don't know what the fuck you're smoking.
I'm thinking of the very beginning where we absolutely storm rolled, and maybe I think Desert Storm or
The 90s,
which-
91, 93.
which one was it? The Battle of 73 Easting. That would be cool.
73. That's the what Israeli fought the Yom Kippur War. You talking about that?
No, it was during maybe it was
That's Desert Storm, homie. That was
What was
Kuwait.
before Desert
73,
Storm?
right?
No, not
Or
the year.
before Desert Storm.
Grenada, Kuwait.
Grenada was a small little jungle in the
Wasn't there a
Caribbean.
Gulf
There
or
was no
something?
tanks there.
Go for what? God, we sound retarded.
Dude, you don't know your military history?
Me?
Anybody? Well, no. Savage, perhaps.
Bro, I've been burping off.
Savage, you're definitely talking about Desert Storm. We were in Iraq in the 90s and the 2000s, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, have to be.
Tank
Right.
crew sucks. I got a bunch of buddies that were tank crew. They all fucking hated it. You're stuck in that motherfucker.
Yeah, but my main thing is like, I think the tank crew would be cool because it works in tandem with the Air Force and infantry. So it's not like I'm ever gonna just go in like the Russians are, and there's like, well, there's 5 of us in a tank. Let's go. It's like, no, I'm not gonna move up 100 meters until my air crew tells me it's good, and the infantry are sitting there 50 meters from it with binoculars or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Well, I
armor-
believe
armor
our
goes in
Ukraine
first.
war is disproving otherwise, really. Tanks do push up forward and they get completely fucking locked in by the enemy. You know, all eyes on them.
All eyes on
And-
my big Bradley.
Yeah, ooh, the Bushmaster autocannon. I love that.
That shit is
But
cool.
what do I know? Majority of my knowledge comes from video games and,
Bro, that's
just
exactly-
consuming media.
This is the funniest thing that I used to always laugh at is people are like, you ain't gonna learn shit on video games. Every single fucking simulation I ran was a fucking like standing in front of a giant screen simulating the shit. Or, that's like the training you get for like draw, fire center mass, and then you go to the kill house and they do sim rounds and shit.
I remember playing the U.S. Army game back in the day online. It was
I
really
did that
cool.
too. America's Army or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, it was really weird though, 'cause like
that was
you
the
couldn't
best
play as a
recruiting tool.
terrorist or something. But
Yeah.
if you played on your gun was an AK, but I don't know, so weird.
Yeah,
That was
Well,
a
just like
fucking-
any other game nowadays, yeah, like Squad,
It
Battlefield,
was like
whatever.
Battlefield 2, almost. I don't know what.
Project Reality.
It reminded me more of Arma, bro.
Armor, yeah.
That's what.
I think it's crazy that Arma is being used right now in the military. It's like a sim, it's like
They use
somewhere.
Sims, bro.
Like that's what Bohemia does. Like as a full-time job, is developed for fucking the military.
I'm sure they have a couple of connections and contracts, yeah. They at least had a couple of copies to
I don't want
militaries.
to talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
Frostline.
Frostland? Oh, yeah.
This is not a Daisy podcast, boys.
Yeah.
Also, I signed
Oh,
an
you
NDA.
said it, bro.
Can't-
Ooh, you said it. Don't say the D word, bro. Shh.
Yo, can we talk about
Yo.
the new idea we got, or
What's
the
that?
the way we could like? I legit want to do like PS1 era fucking 3D models, like low poly models, and have like video.
What do we use to track ourselves and place the model over ourselves?
Just OBS, man. You just get an OBS plugin.
Yeah, that's a cool idea to figure out. If you could send me open source free programs that can achieve that, I will learn how to do it.
Which part?
The I'm pretty sure I'd use GIMP for the materials. You know, the material sheet that has all
Oh,
the
you mean
faces.
like the 3D modeling?
Yeah.
Blender's free, bro.
That's what I'm saying. If I can use Blender and GIMP, and that's all I need, then I can figure it out, bro. Easy.
Yeah, like I was gonna learn Blender, but I don't have fucking time.
I have two years experience on another 3D design program called Maya, but I'm pretty sure it's Maya's more expensive than
Oh,
Blender.
shit.
Maya's a paid version. Nice.
Maya? Never heard of it. Must be a shittier version of Blender.
Okay, dog.
I'm not to disrespect you, but that's just how it is, you know. People roll with it. Same thing with coding, you know. You don't really choose
Yeah,
a coding
Unit 5
language. You just do what the other people tell you to do, you know. People tell you,
Bah!
people tell you can make a lot of money with, you know, Java or C++, you know. Well, yeah, it's just you do it. You want to do an easy language, you do Python, you know, and so on and so forth.
You think Python's easy?
That's what I hear everybody say. Python is the easiest beginner-friendly coding language, really, yeah.
I thought C#
For high
was really-
schoolers, you know, for kids even, you know. If you really just want to get to the basics, I mean, compared to any other fucking coding language, yeah, you go with Python.
I thought TensorFlow
That's-
was cool. C#'s pretty easy.
Yeah, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, it is literally like learning another language, yo. That's what people don't understand. So check this shit out. So, I've been in school for my master's in game design since February. So February, March, April, May, almost 5 months. So this whole time I've been in school for game design, right? So my
You mean
buddy,
game development?
no, stand by. So my buddy who talked me into doing it, right? Because he did game design through the same university, it's accredited. He did it online, right? Because it's easier. You only get one class a month. You can commit like 25 hours a week, and you got it. Which is a part-time job, but you know it's whatever. You're getting paid. We are because we're prior service, so we got GI Bill. But let's be honest, that's the only reason people go to service. So, 4 months, 5 months, every single month, I've had 2 classes, not one. In the beginning, they said, "Yeah, you'll have 1 class a month." And I said, "Listen, if I have math, I want to do it like, you know, in the middle of the semester because right now I don't have time, you know, because you're basically an autodidact. You buy the textbook, they have these like 25-minute videos, and you can't ask questions because it's pre-recorded. It takes like 2 days for the instructors to respond, right? Because they have like 1,000 students. So I was just like, I don't have time to commit to that because it would be like 3 hours a day that I don't have. So they were like, well, okay, so we won't give you a lot of math. This was back in January when I started. Every month I've had math plus another class. So I've had 2 classes. And then I was in, this month I was in discrete mathematics and like trigonometry something. I don't even remember what it was called. But I'm like, why the fuck do I need this for game design? Like, why the fuck do I need this? So I was talking to my buddy on the phone, and I was like, he's like, how's school going? Are you enjoying it? Because, you know, he's always talked about how much he loved it and how much he learned and all this shit. And I was like, I fucking hate it, bro. I was like, I've pretty much completely lost interest. It's just such a fucking drag. Like, I'm good at math. I just don't find it interesting. I think it's incredibly banal and redundant. I don't enjoy it, you know. I like being creative, you know. And math is just solving a puzzle by some other person's rules. I want to make the rules on the puzzle, right? So he's like, why do you have so much math? I never had math. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I never had math. Not once did I have math. I was like, what? And he's like, share your screen. So we got in Discord. I pull up my course load. They fucking signed me up for game development, not game design. So I went back.
So you're sitting there learning all the bullshit. I mean,
Yeah.
You just want to kick back in like armchair.
Yeah, bro. And I go back and I look at what I signed up for in January. All the paperwork said game design. It's bachelor's of technology with a emphasis on game design or whatever. And it's a bachelor's, right? They have me in a master's game development in 3 years. A master's in 3 years, bro. I have an associate's. So they somehow, when I got on the phone with them, the guy was like, and don't get me wrong, this university is cool. Like, I hardly ever have trouble out of them. This was just a miscommunication. Their student liaisons are like salesmen. They get, you know, however many people they get signed up, it looks good for them. So the person just expeditiously signed me up and clicked the wrong thing. They are a lot alike. It does say game design, game development, but game design doesn't have programming classes. I want to do that shit later because I feel like AI is going to make like that shit a breeze. It already is, honestly. But anyway, this fucking podcast has been bored as hell. Sorry. But so.
Hey, easy.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm like, I called the school and I'm like, dude, you guys got me on the wrong fucking degree program. And the guy's like, well, how did that happen? I was like, bro, every call you say this is monitored and recorded for training purposes. Fucking, you find out, right? And I'm polite, bro. You know me, like I'm nice unless I don't gotta be. But this dude's like, first of all, he had a New York accent that pissed me off, and because everything he was saying was like he was condescending and he was insulting my intelligence, you know. And I was just like, bro, I'm fucking 33. I was an NCO in the military for a fucking decade. I'm not the kind of person who makes excuses for myself and doesn't hold myself accountable. I'm the first person to say, fuck, I'm a retard. I messed up, right? I said, I never once said I wanted to be in game development. And he's like, well, how did this slip by you? I was like, well, let's see. Game design, game development. It sounds almost exactly the same, right? I'm not checking my fucking degree program. I'm just looking at my course load and doing it. I was like, I just happened to be talking to my buddy and we discovered y'all's fuck up, right? So he's all, you know how like when you can tell someone is trying to manipulate you, or like when a salesman's trying to upsell you and you can tell they're insulting your intelligence, so you kind of get defensive, right? Like,
Sure. Yeah.
maybe I'm making,
They try to spin it into a
I
good
shouldn't be
thing.
making a you statement, right? When I feel like I'm being manipulated, right? When I feel like like at the carnival or something, when the guy's trying to razzle dazzle you out of a fucking $20 bill because he says you can win a giant stuffed dinosaur and he gives you a little fucking sticker or something. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. And I was like, dude, you're literally like pissing me off, trying to blame it all on me or whatever. So then in the end, hang on, back up. Everything was due Friday, this past Friday. I talked to him on Thursday. He's like, well, you're 2 weeks behind on this trigonometry class. It's got to be done by this weekend. Why don't you just knock it out, man? Why don't you just stay in this program? Like, you're doing good. Why don't you just stay in this program? I'm like, dude, I don't want to, bro. Plus, I'm not going to get 2 weeks of work done in one night. He's like, oh, just stick it out, man. Stick with it. I'm like, I don't fucking want to, bro. Like, what do you not get? Then he's like, I don't know why you're getting so aggressive. I was like, dude, anyway, sorry, this is fucking boring, but like, and then I looked at the
it's pretty
degree.
good.
He's like, I was like, I could literally go get fucking certs and get a job. He's like, you could go get certs, but nobody cares about those. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, all of my buddies went and got certs and made $60,000, $70,000 a year while they were in school. Like, you're literally lying. You're trying to sell me here. And then I looked at my degree program. The university's getting $116,000 for my degree, right? That's why they're selling it so hard. They're trying to keep me in so hard. So then in the end, he's like, you know how people, it's going to sound funny because we're on a podcast, but those guys that really like to hear themselves talk, like they get a thrill out of, hustling people. They call it duper's delight. If you ever notice when someone's lying, they'll grin, they'll smirk a little bit.
That's what I'm doing right now. All naked. Yeah.
I'm still naked too. You're going to hear my ass cheeks come up off the leather seat in a second. But yeah, and my balls. Yeah, I was just like, bruh. She's like, shut the fuck up. And then I'm dragging this out, but as we're about to get off the phone, you know how when you talk to people, they'll be like, if you don't mind, there's a brief survey, if you could just answer the questions about how my service was or whatever. Are we all familiar with that?
Perhaps.
Okay. So instead of him saying, if you don't mind, there's a brief survey after that, if you would participate in, it would make me look good or whatever. So he goes, my supervisor, or before I let you go, I just want to let you know that my supervisor would really, really appreciate it if you emailed him and gave him some feedback about how happy you are with this conversation we just had and about how motivated you feel to finish your game development degree. And I was like, whoa. First of all, don't hit me with some roundabout, can you please do my survey shit, right? Just ask me. I was like, and second, I just spent 30 minutes explaining to you that I don't want a game development degree, right? Like, and then he kept saying, well, why don't you want to stick to development and programming? You don't have to be intimidated by programming. I know you're intimidated. And I was like, bro, you're pissing me off, bro. Like, anyway, I hope that.
Yeah, like I get it.
Yeah.
This whole heheated discussion, and afterwards, just like he actually has the
Color
audacity.
his skin was shit.
And then I was like, can I speak to whomever is in charge? Just like, and I said, and don't bullshit me, bro. Just transfer me. So he transfers me over. And he's like, hey, this is whatever, Alex, something, how can I help you? And I told him exactly what I just told you guys. I was like, I'm not trying to get this dude in trouble, but like, I don't want this degree program. I want game design. I don't know who it looks bad on or why the hell this guy doesn't want me to, transfer it over. And then the supervisor explains to me that like, if that's the guy that they have call when people are like, thinking about dropping out or people are thinking about switching. That's the guy. He's like their A1 salesman or whatever. So this school is literally put their like top showroom salesman on me to convince me to not drop out. Meanwhile, he's like convincing me to stay in the degree program that is like 40,000 more. Either way, I'm not paying for it. My GI Bill is, but like, it pissed me off, bro. Like him insulting my intelligence that whole time and pretending like I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what he was doing.
And the audacity to like just way out of depth, just out there, throw out the fucking survey, at the end.
And then say like, he just kept saying, I know you're intimidated by the programming, man. I've been there. I've been there. I was like, dude, you're not a mind. Like I was being so polite, the Southern charm, but then he just kept on. And I was like, bro, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to play, but like stop with the salesman shit. And he's like, listen, man, I'm just like you. I wasn't in the military, but I lived in New York City for 3 years. I never paid over $600 a month for rent. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? What does that have anything to do with me?
Are you implying that you're smart because you somehow didn't pay expensive rent?
It's like, I lived with a Chinese family. I never paid more than $600 a month. I was like,
yeah, you never had more than fucking 2 square feet of room either, and you couldn't talk. You couldn't make more than 2 decibels of sound.
Holy fucking non sequitur! What does that have to do with you? No one, like, anyway, bro. I was just like, dude, I know you sit and talk to 18-year-olds all day long, and you can run your hustle on them, but I made my mind up, bro. Anyway. So they got me switched over to the right one, but all the books I paid for the curriculum for game development, I can't return that shit. So I'm stuck with all this shit, but
give them to me.
Well, I mean, you're a hustler. I'm sure you'll find a way. You'll find
they're
a
all
kid
digital,
who needs
bro,
them.
because they don't want you reselling them.
Yeah.
Screenshot, send it to me.
Yeah, do that to me too. I'll read a couple of pages.
You can't. You can cheat that way. So it's like
Yeah,
I tried to record it.
Dude, now we're talking ethics. Now you're uncomfortable with this.
No. I tried to record my screen or like screen snip or whatever, and it won't. It's just a black image. Kind of like when you try to record Netflix on OBS or something.
Jesus, whoa, that's
Oh,
serious.
They fucking textbooks are a big ass business, bro. Anyway, I'm done.
Anyway, yep, we're all done. We hit the 1 hour limit, I guess.
Yeah, we can go over like.
It's been a very long time since we did this. Really, like weeks, a month, I think, even. Yeah, we just kept constantly pushing back.
Crazy how a month can just go,
bro.
Time is fleeting.
Yeah, a lot of that was me. I apologize. I didn't lose interest. I just have so much going on, bro.
I'm fairly autistic, so
I just forget it's fucking Monday, bro. I have no reason to keep up with the days other than this. And I forget.
Just get 2 days off a week. I need 2 days off before I need 2 days off before I need 2 days off before I need 2 days off. And it's like I can never feel like I can get like a day off because I don't have a day off.
Well, that's because you're doing 8-day week math in your head, obviously. But no, yeah, I'll check Discord. It'll be like Monday. I'll check Discord like 8 o'clock. Nothing's going on. It's pretty active Discord, but whatever. Excuse me. And then I'll check again at like 11, and there's like 5 messages from you guys, and I'm like, fuck. I fucking missed it, you know what I mean?
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
I fucking knew it, man.
I fucking know, Mike.
Fucking gotta get my schedule right. Anyway. Yeah, bro.
I'm in the same boat, Yeah.
What are you doing anyway, bro? You just living?
No, working, meeting people constantly. Really, I know it's a vague answer, but it really
bro,
is.
Be nebulous. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're trying to protect your...
The fuck is nebulous?
Like vague, but it sounds cooler.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's what everybody does. Just embellish the stories.
It's not embellishing the story. It's just like, listen, bro. I read a lot, all right? And if you have a bigger book...
Whoa, you read a lot? Okay, you read books? You're an Aristotle fan? Yeah? Socrates?
I mean, I don't really go for the old philosopher shit. I like the
Mini,
Dostoevsky,
it's circle jerk, huge one.
I mean, yeah, and they're all. This is what's wrong with what he said, but Dostoevsky is like, man.
Over 300 infantry vehicles arrive in Ukraine. Jesus Christ,
So don't get me started on that shit, bro.
Is that Socrates?
That's Socrates, dude. No, that's Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu's dope, bro. I started the Book of Five Rings by Masashi. I just can't get through it, bro. I love stuff like that too, and I'm just like,
I've started the book Five Cock Rings by. When you put one cock ring on every chapter, you get to the fifth cock ring. You should be nice and gel.
I like my dick to feel like a centipede's fucking my bitch.